Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an exceedingly impromptu video from a very, very lovely summer's day here in Boscombe, a borough of Bournemouth. In fact, to be exact, I'm on a road called Knoll Road. Been here before. This is the Freemasonic Hall, which is a rather large building. There's no real secret to the existence of such installations, etc., etc. But I've not used this video for that. But what's interesting is in terms of building, in terms of architecture and what we talk about when we look at older buildings, it's been a theme recently when I've been looking at, for example, what we call churches today. Right. Oh, by the way, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well and fine and all the rest of it. I'm doing okay. Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, the heat's got to me a bit as well, I think. Sorry about that. Start at the beginning, eh? Yeah, one thing that I noticed about this building, with a lot of lodges, you'll see a body of the building with no windows in it, right? For whatever reason, I'm not here to discuss that, but what I find interesting here is a point I've been making about what we call churches, and the fact that when you go up to, let's say, the windows of churches, or even some of the doors and stuff like that, they have this beige sandstone looking frame around them. And as you can see here in this building, there is one there, but there's none here on this part of the building. And basically it's another additive to my opinion, which is that windows were put in later. So when we had the so-called Victorian restoration of the mid-1800s, before the information was, let's say, spread around the world from the World's Fairs, starting from 1851 in London, you know, a lot, the point I'm making is that they added things like windows, like in churches, obviously your coloured windows and all that sort of stuff, to then add to the religious narrative, right? Because looking at this building here, just as an example, it's just a thought, you can see here they've added a window there. That's been added after the fact, because nowhere else in that building do you see a window, not on that part anyway. And the reason why I say that is because when you do go up to those frames, on churches at least, and you rub your thumb and finger against the sides, the bits that sandstone around the frame, it crumbles. So that leads me to believe that that's not part of the original construction. That's clearly been there for a long time. If it was made out of that material, you wouldn't be seeing it stood here. So that is why I'm just noticing this now. I thought I'd bring that to you. I'm suggesting that all the churches that we call churches, that have clearly been built before the dates that were told, and they're all submerged. I mean, this building here, for example, if you went around the other side of it, this goes down at least another twice this height, basically, from the other side. I'm on the top of a hill here. So this is a huge building. All red brick, of course. We're told the red bricks here in Boscombe, of all the gazillions of buildings that are made of red brick, that they got their bricks from Weymouth in the late 1800s. I beg to differ. Because the sheer mass, the sheer volume of buildings in the Boscombe area that consist of red bricks, I mean, you're talking hundreds of millions of bricks, and there is no way on earth that ever happened, at least before 1885, because that's when the mass production of bricks happened, not before then. It was at the back end of the Industrial Revolution. So the red bricks are a mystery as well, in terms of the timing, the dates. It can't be, not this amount. Never mind the population, it was only down to a couple of thousand at the end of the 1800s in this region. You're not building 20 plus church-like buildings in the radius of half a mile, which is what you find in Boscombe. So interestingly enough, you know, like I said, all red brick, even the ones that appear different, different colour. If you go up to them and go to the base of the building, where it meets the ground, it's not actually ground level, it's surface level, because ground level is way deeper. But if you rub against there with your thumb or whatever, you go a bit deeper, you can see the red brick behind it. So that is also in itself intriguing. But anyway, I thought I would just bring that to you. This is just further kind of, I won't say proof, but certainly more evidence of the fact that these windows especially the frames of these windows in all the church buildings. Give it a try when you go there if you're interested in this topic. Next time, rub your thumb against it and see how it crumbles. That, for me, is not part of the original construction, because these original constructions, in my opinion, are way, way older than what we're told. And the methods and how it all came to be, well, that's what we're trying to kind of figure out, isn't it? But anyway, there we go. So 1885 is the key date there when it comes to bricks and mass production of bricks. You might have had the odd brickyard here or there, but you know, logistics and infrastructural limitations, because everything was in its infancy, it just wouldn't have been able to accommodate that volume. Anyway, I thought I would just bring that to you. So there you go. And also, contrary to popular sort of rumorisms around the campfire, they haven't disappeared. They're not going anywhere. This is still here. And you know, you're going to find that in every town at least. Just like you find a church or a chapel in every town or village. It's that simple. But like I said, we're not here to discuss that. So I thought I'd just bring that to you. It's a beautiful day, so I'm just going to crack on with it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the weekend hitherto. I hope you get started in the week in fine fettle. I hope everyone's coping with the weather okay, especially here in the UK. It's been unusually warm in terms of, not the global warming nonsense, that's not what I mean, but what I mean is in terms of the length of time. It's quite like, it's how the summers, this is how the summers were, how I remember them as a kid, basically, is what I'm saying. But now we're getting kind of told this isn't natural, that this is all, and you know what, right now it probably isn't, but don't tell anyone. That would be a conspiracy theory. Anyway, on that note, hope you all have a lovely rest of your weekends, and we will talk soon. Some of you sooner. Until then, from Boscombe in Bournemouth, it's ta-ta for now.